She really should have a different starting animation for the I'm gonna do the sword sweep and the I'm going to do the instant kill move. Aim. At least at this point, I'm beating her incredibly quickly. I think I like fighting her up here where she has less room to dodge. There's also like a delayed tempo that you can do that staggers her more. Like, I'm intentionally letting her start up her animation for another attack rather than immediately attacking. Oh. Okay. Pretty sure you swap targets mid-go, but... Oh, I'm doing terribly this round. What? Did I hit dodge? I don't know why he didn't, but I hit dodge. Okay. These two. Roll. And you being immune. Okay. Roll. You. That's... Okay, I thought that was, her insta-kill move. Dodge, dodge, dodge. Stop Scarlet Rotting me. Flame Cleanse. Glad that I have this. No! Buddy. And dodge. And dodge. Yeah, I've got that attack down. Harpy. Just spamming instant kill attacks. And then are immune to... just completely invulnerable to damage afterward. Did it! Whoo! Okay, that... We're 16 minutes into the recording of day 3.
Dear Miquella. Oh, dearest Miquella, my brother. I'm sorry. I finally met my match.
Remembrance of the Rot Goddess. Okay. Well, I am going to go and figure out what that remembrance is. I might as well equip Miquella's rune, because my runes aren't doing anything. Table of Lost Grace. And 480,000 souls. It's not enough. She was almost a good boss fight. But, like, God, does she need tuning. So what do you have? You have a... Ooh, a katana, really? 35 faith. I don't think I'm ever going to have that. 48 dex. What's my current dex? $22. I can get neither of these. Well, crap. Right? Because my faith is 24. What was the faith one? Like 50 something? 35. It's not happening. Very unfortunate. Hey! Malenia's winged helmet. I might as well buy her armor, too. Ooh. Malekith's armor. You seem cool. Where is... Veteran's Gauntlets, Briar, Malenia's Gauntlets, and you're the shoes, right? No. You are. She's got the weird foot shoes. Okay. Let's see how this armor stacks up. It had better be good. Not as good. How not as good, though? Right? 9 weight for 6 physical. And we've got... Actually, this will be easier if I just equip everything. Then we can see, you know? Four, 4, 3, 4, 4 to 9, 6, 5, 7, 7. I mean, it's better efficiency, but if you have the equip load, is this better? Kind of. I like the look of Lionel's helmet, though. What about Malekith's helmet, though? That looks like a Dragoon helmet. Okay, and then as for armor, we have the Crucible Tree armor. Malenia's is light. 7, 10, 7, 11, 10. I'm gonna round up. Hours. 14, 17. Yeah, that's not even close. I mean, I'll equip. And then I had 2 Radon sets. I'll have to remember that. Malenia's. Malenia's. Look at us. Alright, thoughts about that boss. Don't reduce your otherwise fun boss fight to insta-kill attacks. Right? It's one thing to have a perfectionist boss fight. It's another to, it literally, the only problem that she had was that one move. That she just spams. That's it. Or you need to, like, tweak that move, right? Maybe it's insta-kill, but it's hard to dodge. Right? That you can fix. The problem with her, like, watercrest move, or whatever it's called, is, okay, 5.8.7, is it's literally undodgeable if you're too close. And of course I'm going to be too close. Right? Like, Dawn's Greaves. I have to be in close to fight her. It's, you know. Magic doesn't work against her. It doesn't do enough damage. I'm sure if I had, like, grinded out a specific sub-cheese thing, I could have cheesed her. But, you know, I can look up a guide anytime and cheese a boss that way, whatever. I wanted to beat her legit, and unfortunately, like so many Dark Souls bosses, it has reduced down to get a greatsword and roll around. Right? Like, naked with two-handed colossal sword is the best build. There's so many ways that you could tweak that fight to go from, I'd call that a B tier fight. And that's because it's, you know, it's an optional fight. If it was a mandatory fight, it gets F tier. Because you have built a boss that is way overkit and put them as mandatory. But she's not mandatory. She's optional. She's supposed to be very, very difficult, so that fits. I am glad that she is a difficult optional boss. That's quite fun. Like 90% of her moveset is actually really fun to dodge. And to, like, it feels like you're in an actual dance. For most of the fight. But then you have her healing when she damages you. Then you've got random bits of, oh, I have super armor here, by the way, for no reason. But she's like in the air. How are you going to super armor an attack from a colossal sword while you're in the air trying to kick me? You don't. You get flung across the room. That's what should happen. So it's like, most of her moveset is fine. Minus the one move. She's way too long of a boss fight for an insta-kill attack. Either you reduce her total health pool if you want to keep the, oh, she has blood, blood steal. So if she hits you, she heals just every bit of damage that you've already done. Too many times in the fight have I looked over and been like, okay, I'm gonna heal up, and we've been fighting for 5 minutes, she's still at full HP. Because she went and she hit my boy Olga and stole HP from him. Which, sure, you could say, don't use Olga. He's useful. He's a summon in the game. Use the weapons of the game to fight the boss. Right? Which is another problem with her, and that's, I don't think I could fight her unless I looked up a very specific build to cheese her. I don't think I could fight her without the build that I have used. Or, like, you know, a specific build. Like, I could have, rather than doing Moonlight Greatsword, I could have done Godslayer's Greatsword. Point being, Greatsword, right? Maybe I could have done it with a halberd. I could not have done this with a bow. I could not have done this with magic. I could not have done this with faith. I could not have done it with whips or katanas are at a hyper severe disadvantage. I don't feel like it was really possible to do it with katanas. Maybe I could have. But like most of the damage I was doing was because I stunned her long enough to get more than one hit off. And that's the problem, is you need to stun her because you can't parry her, you can't you can't really use other mechanics in the game to fight her other than the ones that they have specifically prescribed for you, which makes it not a boss fight in an RPG game. It makes it a game of Simon Says. Right? And that's when you get when you press against the player too much. Who are you? Why are you dead? I'll look at that in the next episode. When you press on the player with hyper difficulty too much, you end up locking them out of potential builds that they could use. Right? She needed to be a little more hard coupled with detection for certain moves. Like her water crest, that should only be able to trigger if you are a certain distance away from her. Or make it so that the first attack is not guaranteed to hit you if you started attacking her too close. Because she can wake up into water crest, which means, duh, of course I'm right next to her when she starts water crest. She was on the ground, so I'm whooping her butt. Her butt cheeks are red from how much they've been whooped. And she just boosts off the ground and immediately insta-kill move. Wow, that's fun. Insta-kill moves. She's a perfection boss fight, and I'm just reiterating my disdain for most perfection boss fights. Right? If I want to do a no-hit run, that should be an optional objective on me. Right? We have modes in games, like for this, there's a Soul Level 1 playthrough I could attempt to do. I have no interest in doing a Soul Level 1 playthrough. I could, though. That's an option for me. If I want to try and do a no-hit run, I don't see why you couldn't just give me a ring that's like, hey, your HP, it's now 1. In fact, give me 2 rings. Make it so that my damage is doubled and my HP is 1, and then just 1 ring that's a pure negative, and hey, your HP is set to 1. If you get hit at all, you die. And then you can do a playthrough like that. That's great. That's optional, because I'd have to put on the ring to do that. She is locking players out of content even as an optional boss. Like, I would not be able to enjoy her as a boss unless I grinded up and perfected the fight. And now what? Right? I got through the rest of the game. She's a late game boss. I have to get through 90% of the game to fight her anyway. Now that I've perfected her fight, where are those skills going to transfer? They don't. They're only useful for her. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna fight regular enemies now, and I'm gonna be just as hopeless as I was prior. Because she's not like a boss that teaches anything other than how to fight her. Because she's a Simon Says puzzle, not a, hey, do you know these mechanics really well puzzle. Which is a little sad. Anyway, like, there's a few things that need to be hard tweaked, and then she shoots up from a B tier to an S tier fight, because again, like 90% of her basic moves, they're fun. For one of the first times in game, it feels like it's an actual dance, which I loved. But she's too aggressive with it. I'm constantly managing my stamina meter, and it feels like, okay, when do I get to have a step in this dance? Oh, I don't? Okay, I have to interrupt and stun you. And then I get a chance to attack. Like, it should be part of the boss fight that you have an opening for me to attack. Where are my steps in this dance? Oh, I don't have any. I have to stun you, and I have to, like, specifically unlock whatever it is you're doing to have any steps in this dance at all. Otherwise, it's just you hogging the spotlight. Which is... blech. D tier. Tweak her kick move to not have super armor. Tweak her water crest to... either be dodgeable at close range and make it so that she can't do it on wake up, or make it do less damage or something. Watercrest needs to be tweaked. She's a one-trick pony after a certain point. That boss fight would have been cut down by 2 days of practice had that movement not been in there. You can keep the move, but you gotta adjust it. Then, so there's the kick, there's her watercrest. There's a few other moves in her first phase that I would have removed her super armor for a few frames or made her slightly less aggressive overall. But that's like not many moves. Second phase, opening up with an insta-kill move is novel. Don't do it. Don't also initiate with an insta-kill move that then has a completely undodgeable second move after it. Right? Because it's dodge, wait a second while still moving away, dodge again to not get hit by a massive blast of damage, but you still get hit by minor damage. So, like, fighting her, in my hypothetical scenario where I wanted to, damageless no-hit a boss, I physically could not fight Malenia because she has guaranteed hit moves, which should not be in any game for Dark Souls, that is. Right? No Dark Souls skills-based fighter should have guaranteed hits. Unless they do 0 damage. Like, then, okay, I applied a status effect move to you, or whatever. Oh, she built up some Scarlet Rot, fine. That's fine. But it still deals damage. Don't have her spam insta-kill move. She's got, like, 3 of them in the second fight. First is she can rise up and do the flower explosion again. That move kind of sucks. Delay the first attack. I feel like she shouldn't have an insta-kill move there to begin with. But I guess you can keep it. Make her not invulnerable after, so that, oh, she does her big wind-up insta-kill move. I dodged it. I should be rewarded now by being able to damage her. Oh, I can't, because she has a field of Scarlet Rot around her, and when I shoot projectiles around at her, she's invulnerable. Right? I R2'd with my sword. And I sent my wave attack out, and it dealt absolutely nothing to her. I go, boop. I go slash, and she takes no damage, it just phases right through her. Which is bull crap. Remove that invulnerability. Her watercrest in the second phase is even worse than the watercrest in the first phase. Change the startup so that it doesn't look like her sweeping attack. She's got kind of a slam attack that she does, the one I'm talking about. And they have literally the same wind-up. Make them read differently. You can keep the moves the same, make them read differently. Same thing that I said during Phase 1 Watercrest applies to Phase 2 Watercrest. I'd reduce its damage in Phase 2 a little bit. Because it's already an insta-kill move, right? Maybe give me a chance to dodge, to survive if I manage to dodge a few of the hits. And then I'm gonna launch into the air and send, like, holographic projectiles of myself out. That needs a trigger for it if you're far enough away, because if she can push you up against the wall, then do it, and then it's guaranteed death. Right? You've done nothing wrong, but, like, you have to be far enough away to dodge some of them. Otherwise, it's guaranteed death. So if you're mispositioned when she starts it, then you're just dead. And that's just unlucky for you. And a fight like that should not have luck in it. You should reduce the amount of luck in the fight to absolute minimal. To 0 if possible. The last 2 lunges, she sends out 4 holograms. The last 2 do lunges toward you. You can have one of them. I'd remove one, or I'd have another one go at, like, an angle so that you can dodge it a little easier, and then she can do her main attack, right? Final move that I have a huge problem with, her little rapier flurry thing, that bullcrap, where she, if I have a rapier here, I do, where she does the, like, I'm gonna thrust at you and then do a series of little small thrusts. Bullcrap. I can only dodge one of those. That's an undodgeable attack, because I can dodge her first thrust, and then before I'm finished with my roll animation, I can't roll again, right? I can't extended roll, or, you know, roll into maybe a jump or a slide or something. There's not that much movement in the game. That is an undodgeable attack, because I roll, and when I'm coming out of the roll, she's already doing another attack, and she's guaranteed to hit me with one of them. So it's roll, tank one of the hits, roll again for her final slash. You should not have that second hit in there. If you're doing a perfection boss fight, don't have guaranteed hits. I should be able to dodge everything. And you can, again, you can kind of dodge it if you're positioned right and you dodge specifically left. Not right, but left. But you have to be positioned right, which means if you want to have a move like that where it's based on positioning, you have to hard couple it more. You can't soft couple it. You have to detect that the player is in that position before you launch that attack. She does not detect where the player is. She does not care where the player is. She's just gonna launch whatever move she wants to. So, you know, you want the fight to be hard coupled, don't make guaranteed hits. Not in a perfection fight. And overall, either reduce her bloodsteel effect, but that's kind of novel. I kind of like that it's a bloodsteel effect. So make her HP like 2/3 maybe, or half even, right? That's way too long of a fight. It's like a 7 to 15 minute fight, depending on how, for phase 1, depending on your build. I was able to finally start nuking her down after I really perfected it at the end. That's, no. It's like, you should not have 10 minutes of perfection. Right? Think of it like boxing matches. 3 or 4 minutes. And then you get a break. And then it's 3 or 4 minutes. Right? That's maximum. 4-minute max. Don't make a boss fight that's a perfection fight that's more than 4 minutes. Otherwise it's a slog. And it's both a slog and a constant pressure campaign to constantly do things perfectly for a skill that doesn't transfer over. Because again, I'm not gonna fight her again, right? The skills fighting her are not gonna transfer to the rest of the game, and she's at the end of the game anyway. So, no. Also, make her rewards better. I don't feel like the rewards were enough. That boss fight, increase them. Those changes turn it from a B fight to an S fight. It's absolutely fixable. She was a very fun fight for most of it that just had a few tweaks that were like, okay, this is stupid and bullcrap, and they need to change. Other than that, E-tier fight. I sign off. Thank you all for watching.